Hey, what is up everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you. This is going to be a video focusing on the three big matches at WrestleMania. Roman Reigns versus Triple H, The Undertaker versus Shane McMahon, Brock Lesnar versus Dean Ambrose. In my mind, honestly, I think that WrestleMania is putting together a great card because I think all of these three matches intertwine with each other. Definitely, for a long time, we've been thinking that Roman Reigns was definitely going to be the guy. He didn't get the job done at WrestleMania 31. He didn't get that big WrestleMania moment, but he had to wait all the way until Survivor Series. And at the Survivor Series, World Heavyweight Championship tournament to crown a champion after Seth Rollins was stripped due to injury, Roman Reigns finally got his taste of gold, only to have that moment crushed in 5 minutes by Sheamus. And then he ended up being able to win the championship again at the night after TLC on Monday Night Raw. And Vince McMahon returned. He tried everything in the world to try and take that championship away from Roman Reigns, and then said, "You know what? The Royal Rumble, your championship is going to be on the line." Probably one of the weirdest ways to strip somebody of the championship, because whenever I think of Royal Rumbles with the belt, I always think of Ric Flair, and Ric Flair was the guy who won the belt because of the fact that Jack Tunney just said, "I've had enough of this Undertaker, Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan situation. The only way to work it out is just have one match to declare who the champion is going to be." And that set up WrestleMania 8 with the finish of that being Sid Justice and Hulk Hogan eliminating each other, and Ric Flair winning the championship, then him going against Macho Man Randy Savage. Really, really fun stuff way back in the day. But I don't know, it's hard because when you think about the stipulations of The Undertaker versus Shane McMahon, the stuff that Shane McMahon has came out and said just blows my mind. He's saying what every wrestling fan is thinking. I mean, not even the internet wrestling fan. The real wrestling fan sitting at home, that middle ground people that WWE really cares about. The same guys win every week, and the other guys, they win one week and they lose the next. Nothing really ever happens in WWE that really matters. When was the last time there was really something big that was like, holy shit, that paid off in the end? Basically, Shane has been saying that Vince is getting stagnant. He's doing the same things over and over and over again. And as a McMahon, he wants to step in and make sure he gives this company a big kick in the pants. And he's going to turn around Monday Night Raw. Honestly, in my opinion, the one way to really turn around Raw is cut that third hour. I don't think it's going to happen. Would they run this storyline only to tell USA, hey, 2 hours is better in the long run? WWE makes a lot of money off extending the Monday Night Raw 1 extra hour. USA makes a lot of money by selling the ad rates to the people who are falling asleep in the third hour of Raw. So, I mean, everybody except for the wrestling fan is happy with the third hour of Raw. But Shane McMahon is promising that if he wins, changes are coming. The same guys who don't deserve the chances aren't going to be given them anymore. We're going to be moving in the direction of, I guess the good guys win in the end. They're not having the authority to hold them down. Lots of things can happen from this. It's a long shot for Shane to beat Undertaker in the main event in Hell in the Cell. It's like the deck is just really extremely stacked against them. I mean, in the matter of a minute, Vince announces that Shane McMahon is going to be wrestling at WrestleMania. I think we could see that coming with the way the promo was going. Then all of a sudden, Vince throws out that he's facing Undertaker, and your heart just stops. Like, holy shit. And then, boom, Hell in the Cell. How do you do that? How do you overcome this? And I guess that's the storyline, is that, Vince is telling Stephanie, calm down, everything's going to work out. The Shane has zero chance in the world to win, but I'm sure that Shane is going to have, the Mean Street Posse. He might even have Briscoe and, Pat Patterson, the Stooges, running out to help him, or, all sorts of things. I think that they're really going to do everything in the world. I could see just the whole WWE, everybody under a Legends contract should be coming out for this match, trying to fight for what is right and what is wrong in the company. The only thing is I think about, a lot of these Legends like to be baby faces, so, definitely you can't have Stone Cold Steve Austin help Vince McMahon. That makes no sense at all. But then again, you can't help Rock. You can't have Rock help him either. Because why is Rock, who's always portrayed as a babyface, going to want the same old with Vince? So who's going to stand up to these guys? I mean, I guess you can see Shawn Michaels being a member of DX, and everybody knows that he is Triple H's best friend. But I mean, like, do you have, Austin deliver a super kick, sweet chin music, knocking out, The Rock, and then he gets hit with a stunner? I mean, everybody knows there was a lot of politics that went down just to make WrestleMania 30's opening segment. Basically, Stone Cold Steve Austin talked about it on the Stone Cold podcast. Basically, everything that he was promised in order to come out to New Orleans to be on the show, basically he was lied to about. He was told that he was going to come out last, and then he got told that The Rock was coming out last. Hulk Hogan has promised that he didn't even know that those two guys were coming. Vince never told him. That's just, I guess, a Hulk Hogan tale. Maybe we should pull Terry Bollea aside and ask Terry Bollea on the record what he was really told. Rock, with what Rock means to the world these days, not just wrestling. I mean, Stone Cold Steve Austin, as far in the WWE, is always going to be a bigger star than The Rock. But when The Rock goes to Hollywood, makes all those Fast and the Furious movies and San Andreas, and it seems like every year he has the biggest movie box office hits, with the Hercules and all that other crap that he's made. He's going to be the guy that everybody's talking about at the water coolers tomorrow, about what this guy did. If WWE gets in People magazine, if WWE gets in Us magazine, or any of those trash bags that are out there, it's because of The Rock. Stone Cold Steve Austin, Roman Reigns, Triple H, they're only going to get you so far. The Rock is there. You're guaranteeingly going to be, mainstream news on E! Entertainment and stuff like that. It's hard. It's hard to pick a winner in this. Honestly, from being a wrestling fan, they don't normally send you home extremely happy. You don't get, huge, babyface wins every match on the card. That's a hard one. Statistically, over the years of being a wrestling fan, heels have only walked out of WrestleMania champion a few times. WrestleMania 16, WrestleMania 2000, that was the first time that it did happen. And people were generally, honestly, okay with it. I was a big Triple H fan. It had become sort of a place where, the heels winning was all right. Because, we had gone through the era with Stone Cold Steve Austin was the ultimate heel, and he got turned babyface, and he really didn't even change anything that he was doing. That was a weird year because there was no Stone Cold Steve Austin, there was no Undertaker, but definitely I think a lot of people were hoping that The Rock was going to walk out champion, but with Triple H getting that moment in the sun, I think it worked out, and everything. It possibly was an error for people who didn't like Triple H, that were going to watch Raw, they were going to watch SmackDown, they were going to watch the pay-per-view just to be there when Triple H got his ass kicked, because they knew it was coming sooner than later. It just didn't happen tonight. A lot like it was for me with the Randy Orton legacy period. I hated Randy Orton. I hated that they always cheated to win. But, in the end, I was watching because I didn't want to miss the time that he finally did lose the championship, because I hated that guy so bad. So I can rub it in his face like, you lost? Ooh, you lost. Last year, Seth Rollins walked out as champion. He was a heel. But honestly, I didn't see anybody. Well, there was the girl that was sitting behind us who was crying. She walked out, probably upset that Roman Reigns didn't win the championship. But honestly, I think I'll say 95% of the people walking out of WrestleMania thought that they got their money's worth. And a lot of people pay a lot of money to go to WrestleMania. And a lot of those people were Roman Reigns fans. A lot of those people were Brock Lesnar fans. But they walked out of there, felt like they finally saw something that WWE was able to cash in on. Because at WrestleMania 21 in LA, when they came up with the Money in the Bank briefcase deal, it was always supposed to be that you were going to hold that briefcase and you were going to main event WrestleMania the next year. And each and every year, whether if it was due to an injury or whether if it was just a chance to try and pop something with get a good rating, the guys kept on cashing in early. You know, Rob Van Dam cashed in on a random ECW pay-per-view. I guess they needed a main event. I guess they really wanted to get ECW over, which was, branding its own new show on Tuesday on Sci-Fi. And I guess they felt that if Rob Van Dam beat John Cena, it would be a big moment and people would watch ECW in order to see your WWE champion. But finally, Seth Rollins, he did wrestle and he did lose a match to Randy Orton earlier in the night, but he saw his opportunity. He came running down, well into the main event. And Seth Rollins cashed in, made it a 3-way, and he ended up pinning Roman Reigns to become the champion. And I don't think that anybody walked out thinking that they were upset, that they didn't get their money's worth. At the time, I wasn't the biggest Seth Rollins fan. I came to be watching his matches and watching him in the main event and really thinking that he did deserve to be there. And I consider myself a Seth Rollins fan now, but at the time, I wasn't that big a fan of him. I was more excited that, Miguel, a guy that watched this guy as Tyler Black in Ring of Honor, who always told me this guy was going to be the man, actually became the man that day. But you don't normally get the heel, getting the big win in the main event. But I don't see them sending us home double happy with, Shane beating The Undertaker and then also getting control of the company and then getting Roman Reigns winning the championship against Triple H. I do believe that Roman versus Triple H is going to be the main event. I think if I had to pick winners in these 3 matches right now, I wouldn't be surprised if Triple H beats Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. Shane McMahon beats The Undertaker in the Hell in the Cell to take over Monday Night Raw. Dean Ambrose beats Brock Lesnar by hook or by crook, one way or another, finds a way to tie Brock Lesnar up. It's a street fight, right? That means it's like falls count anywhere? Or is it like you have to beat somebody up and they can't answer the 10 count? One way or another. He knocks him out. He puts a truck on top of him. Something that we've never seen before. Dean Ambrose beats Brock Lesnar and basically gets the bragging rights of being the guy to beat Brock. I don't think anybody's beat him. Undertaker beat him, but I don't think Undertaker tapped. We all know he tapped. The only guy who didn't see him tap was Charles Robinson. And then, he hit him in the balls and rolled him up. But I think the last person to legitimately beat Brock Lesnar would be Triple H at WrestleMania 29. So Dean Ambrose gets this huge, chip on his shoulder. From there, possibly at Monday Night Raw. Yes, on Monday Night Raw. I would not be surprised. Last year when they announced Brock Lesnar versus Seth Rollins, I knew that the match was going to happen. I knew that Seth was going to run away. I thought there was no way in the world they were going to give us a legitimate 1, 2, 3 disqualification. I didn't think they were going to do it any other way than Seth just getting out of the ring saying, fuck this, I'm out of here. I'll see Brock at SummerSlam. But I wouldn't be surprised if Shane McMahon, who is in charge of Monday Night Raw the night after WrestleMania, issues the rematch where Triple H has to put the belt on the line one more time. You draw the huge rating. You're able to show people that Shane McMahon is in legitimate control of Monday Night Raw. Nothing's going to stop him from putting on great matches that make people watch the show. And from there, we see, no Vince McMahon, no Triple H. No, Triple H, you have to be in there, dumbass. But there's no Vince McMahon, no Stephanie McMahon, no whoever, no Shawn Michaels, no anybody else, no X-Pac, no Billy Gunn, no Road Dogg, no William Regal, no anybody who ever tagged up with Triple H, no Big Show, anybody. And you have, Roman Reigns get that moment on Monday Night Raw. I didn't understand it all. I was really pissed off at the end of TLC when Roman didn't get the win. I thought that Roman really should have beat Sheamus that night, but instead they had Sheamus beat him. Triple H came out. Roman beat up Triple H, which everybody did love. And then on Monday Night Raw, then Roman gets his moment in Philadelphia. And then they made a big deal that Philadelphia cheered them. I think they were just happy they saw a title change because it's been a long time since they did a title change on Monday Night Raw. I wouldn't be surprised if they give us that good moment at Raw instead of at WrestleMania, which is a little bit weird, but I think that's what's going to be going down. So I'll see you guys WrestleMania 32. Going to be an awesome show.